Hello, hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Thank you for being here. Today, we are not going to talk about infinite banking. We are not going to talk about life insurance. We are going to talk about business. We are going to talk about what it is that you love to do. Do you know what that is? A lot of people will say, well, Mary Jo, you've been successful. What do you listen to on a daily basis? What are you doing on a daily basis? I am not listening to infinite banking podcasts. I've been in the infinite banking world 14 years. Do I know everything? No. Do I talk to my colleagues outside of what I'm doing on a daily basis? Yes. Am I consuming IBC? Yes, but I am not consuming it through podcasts because I am building a business and I need to better myself for the agents that work with me. I need to better myself for my clients. I need to better myself for my staff. And so I can't grow that business if I am just consuming infinite banking information. We need to grow as business owners, and that means we need to grow as a person. I am listening to people like right now, I'm listening to Alex Hormozy. I am listening to John Maxwell. I am listening to Sean Moore from the Vodacy Group. I might consume a little bit of Gary Vaynerchuk. I am all over the board when it comes to any kind of leadership, self-development, anything like that. Sometimes I need somebody to be nice to me and to be very sweet and kind. So John Maxwell is the guy. And sometimes I need just somebody to be direct. So Alex Hormozy is the guy, right? Sean Moore with Vodacy, his podcast is a lot about short-term rentals. He mixes the whole business mindset in there as well. And there is one common denominator amongst all of these podcasts, and it is about your thought process. If you are thinking small, you are going to stay small. If you are not getting over fears, you are never going anywhere. It is frankly that simple. If you want to make money, but you're sitting in your house and you're not doing anything, then so be it. Then where are you going? Right? I have a 19-year-old and I send her these podcasts and she doesn't listen to them, and I want to bang my head against a wall. Because I didn't have that when I was 19 and 20 years old. But obviously the drive's not there. There's no desire to go out and find that at this point. Hopefully it comes. Hopefully it comes. But there are people that I am constantly running into people, and I don't care what age group they are. They're out here saying, well, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want a better job. I want to make more money. But they're not willing to do the things that need to be done to get there. And so let's talk about that today. And I am a firm believer that I love a lot of things. You guys know that I am interested in a lot of stuff. If you have a business that is a little bit different, I find it extremely exciting. And I want to know all about that business. I want to know how much money you make. I want to know where you're finding your clientele. I just find it very interesting that people have different kinds of businesses, stuff that I would not think about. I had one the other day. I'm trying to think about what it was. I can't remember. Anyway, it was super exciting because I thought, well, that is interesting. There's a niche for that. Like, that's crazy. I don't remember what it was. It was so dumb. Anyway, let's just go to picking up dog poop. Okay. If you're going to have a business and you're like, well, I like to clean. I like people's yards to look nice. So I'm going to go out and pick up dog poop. Then you go with your bad self and you pick up dog poop because that's actually a really, really nice income generating business. What happens is that we don't think about how we're going to market that business. We don't think about how we're going to talk to that client. As I'm creating a training program, I'm noticing that my agents are wanting to focus on how to run an illustration, how to show numbers, when in fact, showing numbers is not what we're trying to do. I want to develop a relationship. The numbers are the numbers. but I want to know who you are. I want to know what you do. I want to know how you do it, why you do it. I want to know all of those things. If you own a business and you don't develop a relationship with your customer, how are you going to build the business? How are you going to build the business? If you don't have the confidence to go out and talk to your customers, how are you going to build the business? And you have to get out of your own head. And it's so funny because when I listen to Alex, because that's all Alex Hormozy, I think that's his last name is Hormozy. That's all he does is coach people how to build these businesses and how to be better in business. And it's all mindset. If we love something, and if you love picking up dog poop, you are going to be successful picking up dog poop. And you're going to be successful from day one doing that because you're excited about it. You're going to share it with everybody. You get to be outside. You get to see somebody's clean yard. You get to maybe see the dogs and play with the dogs a little bit. And you love that. Maybe you even throw a little bit of gypsum or something down on the lawn and you help people with the lawn that the dog is damaged due to the waste, right? And so if that's what you love, you're going to be able to sell yourself. You're going to have passion about it. And it might seem super simple, but you're going to have passion about that. I am very passionate about infinite banking. I am very passionate about blue collar and farmers and ranchers. And when I start talking about that, people are like, whoa, because my voice raises. And 14 years later, I am still super passionate. If you don't stay passionate about what you're doing long enough to be successful, then you weren't really passionate about it. That's my take. That might offend some of you listening. Maybe it'll wake some of you up to say, geez, maybe I need to find something else. Because if you can't get through the tough times, did you really want to do it? If you can't get through the pain, did you really want to do it? I was terrified to call people and tell them what I was doing. I was terrified to make a post on Facebook because I did not know what people were going to say back to me. And I did not know if I was going to have the answer. I went to trainings. I put money behind myself to say, I need to learn how to talk to people. I need to learn how to grow. Yes, I have always got the gift of gab. I was born with that. The teachers would move the entire room around because Mary Jo wouldn't shut up. And then they thought, oh, if we move the entire room of students, well, then she's going to be quiet. Well, guess what? There were only 24 kids in my class. I had gone to since first grade. I knew them all. I was probably related to a quarter of them. So do you think that's going to help me any? I'm going to talk. I would write notes to the valedictorian of the class. I'd disrupt her in school. I was talking to everybody. I have never been afraid to talk to people, but I didn't know how to connect with certain personalities. And I put money and training behind that so that I could learn that because I was so passionate about this that I was one way or not, come hell or high water, I was going to teach people this concept. And people say to me today, well, what would you do if you weren't teaching IBC? I would still be spreading the message of IBC because I believe in it that much. Do you, if you are an entrepreneur, do you believe in yourself and in your product so much that you will go out there and you will share it, and you will share it through the pain points of everybody telling you that you're an idiot? That's a stupid idea. You're going to have to work really hard. Well, no kidding. You're not going to get anywhere in life if you don't work hard and put the time in. I don't care what all these 4-hour work week books say. You are not only going to work 4 hours a week and make millions of dollars. It's not going to happen. And if you do, it's going to be something that's going to fall apart because you're not building something that's sustainable forever. If you are sitting there as an entrepreneur today, listening to this and you're struggling, why? You better be asking the question, what am I not doing that I could be doing? Am I spreading my message of my business? I can't tell you how many business owners I talk to that are struggling or that I see that are struggling. They don't make a Facebook post. They don't make an Instagram post. Nobody even knows that they exist. They have no logo on their vehicle. They have no signs that say, hey, I'm roofing this house. Let me put a sign in the yard. Or I picked up dog poop in this yard and I'm going to put a sign in the yard that I service this home for dog poop. It's not just the roofer and the cider that gets to put a sign in the yard. If clients would let me, I would put signs in the yard that say financed by IBC, right? Finance this with my own bank. Bought cows today with my own bank. Like, let's get creative, people. Stop being the victim of, oh, I can't make this work. Well, how do I make this work? Fill your head with stuff that is good, that is going to motivate you, that is going to make you think. You can't just sit there and say, oh, well, nobody's calling. The phone's not ringing. This is so hard. Nobody said it was going to be easy. And it's so funny because that's kind of the farmer mentality, but it's also the mentality of some entrepreneurs that can't ever get their feet off the ground and they don't know why. Because they're not doing the hard, uncomfortable things. I just don't care what it is that you do. What are you filling your mind with? And do you love it? If you love it enough, you will do whatever it takes and you will tell the world about it. If you don't love it enough, you are going to stay quiet. You're not going to get over your fears. So figure out what it is that you love to do and do it. I had a conversation with a lady a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about how she works at a vet clinic and she's a dog trainer. And she said there are some of the patients of the vet clinic that don't necessarily love her because she tells them that their dogs are not trained and that they need to train these dogs, right? Or that they are the problem because that's why the dog is acting the way it is because of lack of human training. And these people don't like her. I think that's fantastic because she loves what she does enough as a dog trainer to say, hey, your dog is a problem. You should fix it. She doesn't care if she's going to get negative feedback, but she knows what the problem is. She addresses it because she's confident to do that. She's confident that she could get that dog where it needed to be, right? Where are you? If you're a business owner listening to this, where are you? Is it paralysis by analysis? Are you analyzing everything to death? Oh, it's got to be perfect before I get started. Get started. For gosh sakes, the reason entrepreneurs do not succeed is because they are not prepared for how tough it is and they don't have what it takes to get through that. Yes, it takes time to be busy, but if you're just sitting around twiddling your thumbs, finding other things to do to fill that time, the question becomes, do you love it enough or do you just not have the guts to get through it? And I was listening to Alex just the last couple of days, and this is the thing that comes up over and over and over. And then I think back to what I was doing. I had people yell at me because they were like, don't tell me how to manage my finances. I'm not telling you how to manage them. I'm just sharing another idea with you. Oh, you're just selling me something. I'm not selling you anything. I'm trying to teach you something. But those attitudes, I could have easily said, I'm out because I don't want to be yelled at. But I believed wholeheartedly, and I still do today, that IBC is an amazing answer and solution to the majority of people's financial issues. And I'm going to share that. I am not going to keep that hidden because some short-sighted individual cannot see past themselves. And they into that when I tell you about IBC, that triggers you, that's your problem. That trigger is your problem. That's not my problem. If you don't have the heart to keep going, then you better ask why. And you better evaluate what business you have and what that looks like long term. Because even if you were successful a little bit right away, are you going to get bored with it? And that's great. You pivot, you build another business. Entrepreneurs will build multiple businesses in their lifetime. But I don't sit around learning IBC. I learned IBC. I am now constantly learning how to grow me, how to get over my own fears, how to be better, how to be a better leader. Those are all the things that matter to me. And those are the things that should matter to you. Learn your craft, learn your skill, but then go out and figure out how you're going to sell that to people, how you're going to get people to hire you, how you're going to build a connection, how you're going to have customer service, how you're going to have leadership. Those are all the things that are going to keep you growing and that I need to continue to do to keep growing. You don't just make it and go, oh, awesome. I'm making what I want to make in a year. We're good. We're good. We're just going to stop. No. The biggest question is, do you love what you're doing enough to get past all of the hurdles? I mixed a lot of stuff in there today because I had a lot to say. All right. Let me know if you have comments, questions, concerns. Mary Jo at withoutthebank.com. If you want to hear a topic, let me know. I am happy to do that for you. All right, you guys, you have a fantastic rest of your day.